sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we edge towards that Christmas 2020, which is going to be one of the, if not the most unusual Christmas that maybe any of us ever had due to COVID-19 and all the other things going on. But this is not only close to Christmas time, but this is a special date for me and my wife as we celebrate our 55th wedding anniversary today. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to give her, but I'll have to decide that. But 55 years is a long time. But I've kind of rearranged. This is third Saturday, which means that a certain person is with us. Good morning, Frank Barton.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, right. You know that voice. He's got the FM voice, and that's our good man, Frank Barton. And then we kind of slipped around and said, well, we need Bill Cooks in on this because we're going to talk waterfowl a lot on today's show. And I don't know, both of these guys are waterfowl hunters. I'm not sure how many days Frank will do in 60. How many think you'll do this year, Frank?
I would like to get 45 in.
Okay.
I may not make it, but I'm going to do my best.
Okay. And Bill Cooksey, you just told me that yesterday, Friday, you weren't duck hunting, were you?
No.
What were you?
I had figured on 30 to 40 days duck hunting, just depending on weather and work issues, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm done duck hunting until something changes. I'm deer hunting.
You're deer hunting.
I don't like the deer hunt, but it's better than duck hunting.
Well, you do already have some meat in the freezer, which you're
True.
You're ahead of me, and Frank knows this. That my rule for many years since I've known Frank Barton was that I didn't go duck hunting until I killed a deer. Well, you know, it's December the 19th, and I'm still working on it. You know, I'm still working on it. So I don't know what that means as far as how many dollars per duck I will have spent this year, Frank. But I do hope to at least spend a couple of days with you after the first of the year. And so we're going to talk ducks. And I know this is going to be really interesting, folks. So we're going to go from Bismarck, North Dakota, start there, and we're going to end up on the Little Red River. So in between all those things, we're going to also talk a little National Wildlife Federation with a young lady that Bill's going to introduce us to. We're going to talk Major League Fishing with a young man that started fishing tournaments when he was 11 years old. Then there's Bradley Roy, and he is now part of the Major League Fishing. And then we're going to talk to a former co-host for many years on Outdoors with Larry Ray, Mike Checkett, who I guess Frank and I first knew Mike when he was with the Arkansas Game and Fish, and he was the waterfowl biologist I don't know if Bill knew him in those days.
I did.
His time with and then he came to Ducks Unlimited in Memphis and was part of their communication staff, and now he is up in St. Louis as a director of development for DU's Kentucky and Missouri area. So I'm interested. Now, where are the Ducks?
Well,
all right, Frank, we're going to let Bill start. And get ready, Frank.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I just recently did a blog. There are some pockets of ducks, say, in South Louisiana. And there are pockets of ducks in this part of the country. I mean, there's some places around Reelfoot that have been doing real well, some places in Arkansas doing well.
Pockets.
Tennessee, but all these areas in general have been rough for most folks.
By rough, what do you mean?
The ducks that I know of, Larry, are the best numbers I'm hearing about are out of like the Forbes Biological Station, which is in the central Mississippi River Valley and the Illinois River, and they're over 50% above their averages for this time of the year.
Okay, Frank. You've been several times, I know. What's been your experience so far this year?
A little bit weaker than last year for the first part of the season, and the only thing that I can attribute it to is we just really haven't had enough of significant weather north of us to push down a big migration, and we haven't. Here we are on the 19th day of December, and we still don't really have it.
Nope.
And we don't have in Arkansas. We still don't have an awful lot of water.
Yes. Yeah.
We had a couple inch rain, about 2 inches of rain this past week, but that's been the most significant rain that we've had since mid-October, really.
And so you're looking, Arkansas is, we're in that time frame, the second segment through the 23rd. Then we take the Christmas break and we go to the end. I know you Mississippi duck hunters are already in the long break from the 9th through the 31st. And, of course, us in Tennessee are in that phrase where we statewide are we're all the way now to the 31st. So we're hearing these things, and I'm really looking forward to talking to checking at the end and Chris Nicolai with Delta Waterfowl next. I've seen those figures. I saw the figures that were posted by Luke Naylor, the Arkansas Game and Fish waterfowl biologist. And
Larry, do you mean the figure that said there are more speckled bellies than mallards in Arkansas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. and that that throws me for a loop, particularly how much duck hunting means, Frank, to your state, as far as revenue and things like that. I mean, Stuttgart, all these areas like that, and Biomeda, some of the areas that I grew up hunting a long time ago. But the recent aerial survey, and December the 7th through the 10th, the figures that they put out kind of blew my mind. 632,000 plus total ducks, of which 255,000 were mallards. And get this, folks, the mallard estimate was the lowest since the formal surveys began, and that's in 2009. So when you hear that, Bill, what does that shake you?
Like Frank, I'm sure remembers this well. I mean, I can remember when speckled bellies weren't all that common in Arkansas. They were around, but not common. And to look on the numbers from different areas and see that the Illinois River appears to be holding more mallards than the state of Arkansas in December.
Yes, in December. Yeah.
Times are changing.
Well, as they said here, the Arctic goose population estimates in Arkansas were the lower than expected, 542,000 lesser snows and Roskies, and of course 300,000 greater white-fronted geese. And I know I normally would be making a lot of trips to my hometown of North Little Rock and seeing how many snow geese are out in the field and everything, but I'm not traveling right now, so I don't have a clue on what they're doing. But I know. And Frank, how many have you been? Have you had days of limits? I mean, or is it less than it has been from last year?
No, no days of mallard limits.
Wow.
But we did have a gadwall limit earlier this week.
You did?
That's the only day that I've had what I would call a limit hunt.
Amazing. Yeah. And you know,
and they were all gadwalls.
And they were all gadwalls. Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Bill's jealous, Frank. He's jealous. So
I haven't shot at a mallard.
You have not shot at a mallard,
Nope.
And you've been duck hunting since you were how old?
This is my 49th season.
40. I'm not going to say that you must have started when you were what, 2, something like that.
4.
So, 4.
4.
Yeah.
And this is at least in my adult life, when I've been kind of keeping records and keeping up with it, by far, leaps and bounds, the worst duck season I've ever experienced. So,
well, and when you hear Bill Cooksey say that, and he's been I know everybody's depressed out there right now enough, but I'm sorry, but we want to get this off our chest this morning, so to speak. So it may not be what you want to hear, but I think it's what you need to hear on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We try to touch as many bases as we can on this December the 19th. We're going to take our first break, and here we go. We're going to start rolling out the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming, and we're going to Bismarck, North Dakota. And you're going to say, why in the world would you be going to Bismarck, North Dakota? Because that's where Delta Waterfowl is based. And don't worry, near the end of the show, equal time to Ducks Unlimited. So we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.